Hello again, I am John Barber and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team here on the PS5. We're still with Ferrari. It is in the back end now at Season 5 tonight. We're heading to Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And we are at race day. So, if I remember rightly, we are a little short on a particular part, but we should have an extra spare. Am I thinking of something else? I might be wrong. No. I guess we must have taken care of it already. As you can see, we have 4 new parts coming. This is the last race we'll have with the current specification of this car. Almost a completely new car when we go to Kota, which is our next round. We'll have a chassis, an underfloor, and a side pod all ready to go into production in 7 days' time. And then we've got 26 days there. We've got a rear wing. That's what I was thinking of. We're going to have to rush the rear wing to make sure that we get enough for the car for the Grand Prix itself. But as you can see, Kota is... Hang on, didn't we? Did we already do Baku? Why do I get the feeling we've already done this Grand Prix? I must have just forgotten to save it. We did. Bugger. Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to save. I've been messing around with F1 Manager over the weekend. I must have forgotten to save it. It looks like we're rerunning Baku. Oh, that's so annoying. We were supposed to be in Singapore tonight, weren't we? I can't believe that. Let me just double check. Oh, that is my only Ferrari file, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, that's so frustrating. I think we even had a really good result as well, which is really, really annoying. Okay. Unexpected. We are going to have to repeat. Because I was looking at this and I'm thinking, I'm sure we'd already replaced Paolo. Going to be controversial with this one. We're going to sim our way through this Grand Prix, and then we'll actually do Singapore afterwards. Yeah, that's odd. I mean, I'm so normally so careful about saving. I can't believe I forgot to do that tonight. How you doing, Wayne? How you doing, Dino? Right, okay. Let's quickly skip our way through Baku so we can get to Marina Bay. That's so annoying because Baku was quite a fun race. And those results that we had to fight tooth and nail for now aren't going to stand, which is a bit frustrating. Right. Let's protect some parts. We'll try and sim our way through practice as well. Yeah, I'll leave that gearbox in. So let's go 5 laps. Change that to a compound of medium. We'll leave the hards on there. We'll go 25 laps. And we'll go with that engine. That ERS. And that gearbox. Probably going to regret simming now. Probably going to get all sorts of nasty crashes and wrecked parts. I really hope not. Right, okay. Let me see if I can... And what kind of set? I think we had like a 2.5 on the front wing. It might not even be the same. It might be different. We'll go with a 2. I'll go with a 10. Let's go with a 2.8, a 3, and no, I'm going to push that all the way up. I'm so annoyed. Half of me wants to rerun this race as well, just because we'll probably get a better result. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think, guys? Should we rerun it, or should we just sim it and go straight to Singapore? Rerun? Okay, we'll rerun it. Maybe we'll get a little bit luckier, maybe we won't. We'll just have to see how this one shakes out. It'll be a very different race, I would imagine. We had a fair bit of carnage. And that late safety car. But, yeah. It could be a really boring Grand Prix. It could be the most dramatic race we've ever had. It will be completely random in that respect. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to save. I mean, it's not the first time that that's happened, but I mean, it's been a while. It's been a very long time since I last made that mistake. I don't think I've done it at all with this version of the game. I think I did it once on the last one. 96 is a strong start. Oh, we got a red flag already. Wow, okay. I think we might be about to come up to the red flag, perhaps. No. Oh, it's Carlos at turn 2. Well, that didn't take long, did it? That is not all that helpful. We can make changes here. And up the front wing. I'm just going to go with that. We only have 20 minutes left in the session. So, 97%. Fantastic. How are we doing on his driver? 62% on his drive development. Antonelli pulls out of the garage and immediately develops a fault.
But there, oh dear, that's not
It
what we need
literally
right now.
pulling out of the garage developed the fault. He hadn't even left the pit lane. He barely left the garage. I suppose I better change the name of the stream now. Because we are certainly not at Marina Bay.
I'm so happy. No.
1% away. Ugh. Always 1% away. Okay, Mini is done. I'll call him in. There we go. Updated the name of the stream. I don't think it'll actually show you that unless you close the window down and reopen it, but all right, first session's in the books. Depending on how quickly we get through Baku, I may even just go straight to Singapore. I don't know. Singapore can be quite a long race as well. We'll see. We'll see how tired I am. Let's go to Fudo. Let's take a look at his car. Try going up. Let's do that. And go up with Joe. Out we go. And now my headset's disconnected. Ugh, it's just going to be one of those days. There we go.
And now we've had a crash.
Oh, Norris has crashed.
So here we go.
We're going to get another red flag.
Oh, and the car with a nasty crash
No,
into the
because
barrier.
he stayed off the track.
Thankfully, though, they come away from that unharmed. As for the team back at the...
How you doing, JML? VSC is ending.
VSC ending. Copy.
Are my drivers staying the same next season? No. We have signed Kimi Antonelli from Cadillac. He will be replacing Fudo Fuji. Fudo has signed a contract to go to Sauber, I think, to replace Valtteri. And then I am going to be promoting, once I've got a bit more money in the bank, I'm going to be promoting Gabriele Mini, who I was hired as a reserve this season to replace Joe for next season as well. So I'll have an all-Italian driver lineup next year. Okay, we went the wrong way with Fudo's change. We've got Joe up to 100. And the new official title of tonight's stream is Rerunning Baku because I'm an idiot. It seemed the most appropriate thing to call this live stream. All right, there we go with Joe into the pits. That's him done for today. Just need 1%. So it'll be a very short run on a set of tyres in practice 3. A little bit more needed still for Fudo, but not too much more. Call him in now. And we'll go with that. And that should be it. So, what an interesting Grand Prix weekend. Bit of a boring race on Sunday. Not a huge amount of action, but quite a lot of key points to talk about. First off, what a great performance from Hamilton on the Saturday. Not quite so good on the Sunday. Yeah, got his first win for Ferrari with the sprint. Then it all kind of went downhill a little bit there after that. And then both Ferraris getting disqualified for the first time ever. I mean, Ferrari have had cars disqualified before, but they've never had both cars disqualified in the same weekend, in the same race weekend, or the same race. So that was a first. Not something they were particularly, happy about doing. Simple mistakes to make, but underweight for Leclerc's car and a plank overworn by for Hamilton's car. So yeah, I mean, when they get you on measurements, it's not really something you can appeal. It's not like it's a judgment call if the measurements are outside of the agreed tolerance. And that's it. Case closed. It's done. So Ferrari had the right of review, and there was no point, so they decided not to do that. So both Ferraris were disqualified. Very unusual, but I did see that Gasly was threatened with disqualification, but I don't remember seeing anything about whether that had actually happened or not. I don't think it did. Ollie Behrman had a good race. Showed some, some solid driving skills. What a horrible weekend for Lawson. They're already talking about replacing him before we even get to Japan, which is just, that's a disaster. I mean, Red Bull put him in the car. They looked at the driver options they had. They didn't want to go with Ricciardo. They didn't want to go with Perez. They didn't want to go with Tsunoda. They wanted to go with Lawson. And here we are, 2 races into the season, talking about him might not even make the third Grand Prix. Oh, Gasly was also disqualified. Okay, I saw that he was being investigated, but I never actually saw whether or not that had actually gone through. Forgot to actually check that one. Yeah, it's a strange one with Lawson. I mean, he seems like a decent driver, and I don't think he's a special driver. He never blew anyone away last year in his run, or the race or two he got the season before that. He's a decent pair of hands, but he's not Max. But I mean, who is Max? Really. I mean, there is just an incredibly small percentage of drivers who ever get to the kind of level of a Hamilton or a Max or a Schumacher. It's such a tiny percentage that I think Red Bull have to shoulder some of the responsibility in the sense that they have taken a car and made it so on edge that the only person who can ever get anything out of that car is one of the best drivers in the world. Potentially in Formula One history, certainly in modern Formula One history, in Max Verstappen. He has freakish car control, and even he struggles to get the best out of that car. So there's an underlying fault within the car itself. If it's that much of a handful to drive, then something is seriously wrong, with Red Bull. Whether or not they will ever be able to address it or not this year, I don't think they will. I think they're going to have to just ride it out and hope that next year's car is more forgiving. But I mean, it's a horrible situation for Liam. And Helmut Marko is the worst possible man to have overseeing young drivers in terms of actually overseeing them. You know, looking out for them in terms of spotting talent. He's fantastic at that. He's brilliant at that.
Crash.
Everything that comes after that, he's a walking disaster. He ruins drivers. As Sargent does exactly what Sainz did in FP1 there, smashing into the wall, although he has been able to keep going. So both Mercedes hitting the wall on the exit of turn 2 so far this weekend. I've said it for years that, you know, it's a poison chalice, the Red Bull Young Driver program, because Red Bull will just drop you just like that at the drop of a hat before you even get close to the Formula One teams. And then, assuming you do get into a team, they'll drop you just like that the second you have a couple of bad results. Unfortunately for Lawson, his couple of bad results have come at the very beginning of his career in the sister team, in the senior team. And I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Yuki says he's ready to step up. I don't know why they didn't go with Yuki in the first place. When they should have done. The whole point of them having a second team, of having Racing Bulls, was that it was a young feeder team to help nurture and develop the young talent coming up through the ranks, and the more established drivers would be in the main team. Yuki Tsunoda is wasted in that car.
We've got a yellow flag here.
But I don't know if he'll ever actually get the call up. I mean, he might now, but I don't know whether he'll stay there long term if he does. And if Lawson does get shuffled to put Tsunoda in that car, that's it for Lawson, because they won't ever promote him back. They didn't do it with Gasly. They didn't do it with Albon. You know, the one person they did do it with was Danny Kvyat, and that was mainly because they didn't really have any other driver options available at the time. And as soon as they felt, they realised they'd made a mistake with that, they dropped him again. So what do they do with Lawson? Do they just drop him entirely and find someone new for the second RB if they do promote Tsunoda, or do they just shuffle Lawson down into the other team, which is where he should have been this season to start with? It should have been Yuki alongside Max. Obviously, the Colapinto rumours are resurfacing. I don't know. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid situation. And they do it to themselves. And they've just paid out, what was it, $12 million to buy out Perez. And how stupid a decision does that look now? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. Helmut is the worst possible motivator of young drivers. He's really good at spotting potential talent, and then everything he says after that is the complete antithesis of nurturing young talent. He crushes it.
Let's hope the
destroys
team's
it.
full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
Drivers will have to be at the top of their game here in Baku, as mistakes can prove costly on a street circuit like this. But having tackled the twisting turns, the long main straight awaits, providing a fantastic opportunity for the slipstream.
Now, Karun, how do you think Zhou Guan Yu will be as he heads into...
And Oscar gets his first proper pole position and gets his first win this year as well. So a great result for him. Another strong result for George. Not quite as good a weekend for Kimi this weekend, but the two-stop just didn't work for anybody that took the two-stop on. You know, nobody really made any big progress once they went onto that after they made that second stop. I kind of feel sorry for Hajar because he was having a good race and then he just ended up towards the back of the grid after a stop and then was never able to get forward again. You know, there just wasn't enough of a performance delta to catch back into the points. But he had a solid weekend, drove well, so I'm pleased for him in that respect. But it's another kind of dropped mistake for RB, who could have been and should have been on for good points this weekend, and for whatever reason just kind of didn't really get much at all. And bizarre to watch the front wing just collapse on Sonoda's car. The element just breaking, just snapping under pressure. Going down the main straight. That was very, very weird. So, looks like they're going to have to do a little bit of strengthening to their front wings, maybe. Going forward, add a little bit more weight back onto the car. It might upset the balance as well, putting a little bit more weight at the front.
Tires on target. Gap for the car ahead is okay.
Alpine had
And when you're ready,
not Alpine, sorry, Doohan had a decent battle with Hajar, but then obviously picked up that penalty towards the end, which kind of ruined his final finishing position. But at least he put in a solid performance. Nothing spectacular, but he finished. Who knows, with the talk of Colapinto going to RB, or even Red Bull itself. What can you imagine? Can you imagine if they overlook Yuki Tsunoda and put Colapinto in alongside Max? That would be perfect. Perfect Red Bull, that would. But maybe that will take a bit of pressure off Doohan. Maybe he'll actually put more pressure on Doohan. If it's a loan deal, rather than them actually buying out his contract, that would be a lot of money for Colapinto just moving around. You know, Alpine paid, what was it, about 10 million to buy him out of his Williams contract, and you can imagine they will want to turn a profit on that. So you could probably add another 5 million on top of that for at least for Red Bull if they try to sign him from Alpine.
Okay, Joe. Now watch
All
your
right, first lap in the books.
We need the fast.
Nothing
in-lap.
particularly special in terms of pace, but not bad. A lot of cars on outlaps at the moment. Oh, we've got a red flag. That's a Red Bull in the wall.
Right then, we can take a look now. Now we're approaching turn 2.
It's Nagel.
Just flies
Didn't he
into
do that in
crash. I imagine
Friday's
their
stream as
confidence will
well?
have taken a knock.
Crashed in qualifying right behind his teammate. You're surprised Lindblad isn't in the conversation. He will be for next season. I think whatever they do will probably just be a 1 year, until the end of the year option, and then I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Lindblad stepping up next year. They might be keeping Lindblad in reserve to replace Hadjar if Helmut gets his way. But definitely a very promising young British talent. I think he's making his F2 debut this year, isn't he? Memory serves. Evening, Tony. Okay, good improvement from Zhou and Fuji. Oh, and then
Okay, Joe.
Jimmy Antonelli comes along and just bitch slaps that time completely. But having said that, I think it looks like he got a slipstream behind that Williams and then overtook it across the line. So, given how far ahead he is of Oscar, that is a slipstream run if ever there was one. Oh no, it wasn't a Williams. It was it was a Williams. It was Gasly in the Williams. We'll prep another set of tyres, but I don't think we're going to need to use it. I think we're safe. So I'm going to stay in the garage. And there we go, we are through, although it did look like Joe was in free fall for a moment there, ended up in 13th. But through to the next session. Good stuff. So we'll start and do a scrub run.
Okay, green light.
Looks like we'll be alright with traffic. Scrub run is okay, but
Charge,
nothing earth-shattering.
Keep an eye on your delta.
Now we'll get some new boots on. Joe is struggling a little bit. Give him a slipstream behind Fuji. And we might even pick up a little bit of a distant tow from Max, which would be really helpful as well.
Tires are on target.
Because we are a little bit too close to the back of Fuji here.
And one push when you're ready. One push.
Yeah, we are closing in on Max. Is that Max? It is. It's a purple first sector for Fuji. Could be a purple sector for Zhou, potentially. Although this is where we lose a bulk of our time, is in Sector 2. And looks like we are going to get quite a nice little tow off the back of Max here on the run to the line. There we go, Fuji up to third, Zhou goes top with the slipstream, just about a tenth quicker. And we are through into Q3. So we'll go with the lightly used tyres for our first run.
Okay, green.
And looks like we're going out behind Max again. And it's Joe who's going to be the lead Ferrari this time.
Tires on target at the moment. Point is clear. Full push when you're ready.
So everybody using a slightly scrubbed set for their first run here. If they've got any new tyres left, they'll go on for the second run. They should all have a new set of tyres available. Whether they use them or not is another matter. Let's see who is doing what in the sectors. Porsche is quickest at the moment, then Antonelli. Max is behind him. And Antonelli is still the quickest. That is pretty much as expected. After a quick Google, you see he's an F2. Yeah, I thought he was making his F2 debut this season. Well, nobody really seems close enough to get a full-on slipstream here. Go to the leaderboard. So the first two cars are going to be crossing the line pretty soon. There's Porsche, 140.5. Antonelli's going quicker, but only by a tenth. Max goes P3, and we are further away than I thought we would be. Wonder if the dirty air was
Try to push a bit more into the lap, Joe.
doing us in a little bit there. Alright, let's get a new set of boots on. Porsche's gone early. There goes George. Didn't even realise George had made it through. Once again, our boys are very close together. So Fuji's going to get a bit of a tow from Max, and Joe's going to get a hell of a slipstream here from Fuji.
Focus on your out lap.
Copy.
We could be looking at a 1-2 here, potentially. Track position's not great. Track position's amazing. You know, Farah. Oh yeah, there was one other bit of Ferrari controversy I completely forgot to talk about. The whole radio issue. Ferrari considering strong action against the against FOM for them deliberately not playing the first message in the radio sequence between discussing Hamilton moving over for Leclerc, because it was Hamilton's idea. He initiated it, and they chose not to play that one clip, and then every other clip got played, making it sound like he was, fighting against it. Trying to create drama where there was none. Very disingenuous there. That is always the the problem with only getting snippets of audio like that.
At the moment.
It's why reality TV is anything but real.
Okay. We are ready. More push, more push.
I've had first-hand experience of that myself. Many years ago. I was actually on Sky One in a TV series. They were doing a reality TV series called Guiding Stars, and they would. I was part of an Amdram group, and they got Adam Woodyard, aka Ian Beale, from EastEnders, to come and work with us on a production and give us that professional input. He was our guiding star, and they wanted to record me running lines. So sat in the front room and I was just running lines with a friend, and did that for about an hour, and I made one mistake. That was the only clip they showed, and they labelled it that I was struggling to learn my lines. It's like, you cheeky fuckers. Well, this has not really worked out for Zhou. Fuji, while improving, is not close enough to get a slipstream from Max here. So there goes our potential 1-2. Fifth and sixth. Do we stay there? No, we get bumped down because Leclerc pops up into third. Stroll is on pole. Wow, Lance Stroll on pole position ahead of Antonelli. Then it's Leclerc from Porsche. Verstappen. Hang on a minute. Where's Oscar? I didn't even realise Oscar went out. He didn't run in Q2. He sat out. I didn't even realise. So Oscar's starting from the pit lane. Oh, that's new. That didn't happen last time. At least I don't think it did. We'll skip through. We are going to run mediums first today. And we're going to go for a big undercut, hopefully. We're going to push the tyres hard. We're going to burn the fuel. And let's see if we can have a good first stint. Starting in P6 and P7, let's send them to the grid once again for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, because I'm an idiot.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into... This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, Joe is up alongside Verstappen. Nagel starting from the pit lane as well as Piastri, thanks to smashing up his car in Q1. And they are onto the back of the pack already. There's the whole field. Constantina's up in those first couple of corners. Antonelli just lost a couple of places. He's down into P4. Gets back alongside Porsche. We are struggling to keep Max behind us. Max on half tyres. There we go. Now we've got the move done. And YouTube chat does not want to play ball tonight. Keeps not showing messages. Keep checking just to make sure I haven't missed anything pop up on my TV. So, as we round the last couple of corners of lap 1, Lance Stroll still leads from pole position. Charles Leclerc is in second, Kimi is in third, Pourchaire's fourth. We are right behind him in fifth, with Max sandwiching the two Ferraris. Fuji's seventh. We've got a fault just developed for Iwasa. It's Russell P8, Norris 9th, 10th for Yuki Tsunoda. Then it's Sainz from Lawson, Gasly, Bortoletto, Sargent, Ocon, Iwasa with that new fault. Then Perez, Albon, Piastri, Nagel and Stoffel van Dorn. And this is the lap where we need to start to turn the battery on. Make sure we don't get dropped. Or to try and make sure we don't get dropped. No guarantees.
Overtake available.
And Leclerc has moved up into the lead. He's got past Lance. A lot of people on the softs. Not many on the mediums. Apart from us, it's Norris and Stroll, and then Max on those hard tyres. The rest of the grid starting on soft tyres. If this was reality, you'd get the feeling that Red Bull would conveniently be unable to repair Nagel's car in time. That, or they would do a lap, declare any penalty, and then pull him in. They actually had to introduce a new rule because of Perez last year. Was it at this circuit that he did that? Forget which track it was. No, it wasn't this one. Which one was it? Was it Canada? I don't remember which circuit it was, but I remember he had a problem with the car, got a penalty, and then they fixed the car enough to send it back out to do one lap so he could serve his drive-through penalty, or his pit stop penalty, and then retired him once he'd served it. It was very cheeky. Do I still play ETS? I haven't touched the PC at the moment because I still haven't got the desk set up. I'm hoping to get it brought up tomorrow. My back is so bad at the moment that, you know, I'm really struggling to move anything around too much. I really do need to get that desk in though. And as soon as I get it in and set up, I can start wiring everything back up. PC's just sat in the corner of the room at the moment, unplugged. But I will be playing it again once I get the system up and running, and I want to get it up and running, this week. I am missing my truck driving. I want to start playing ATS as well. Evening, Adrian. I think I forgot to say hello to you. Apologies.
cool down a bit more your tires.
Copy.
Right, so Antonelli has dropped away. Leclerc has bolted away from Porsche. And Stroll is stuck behind Antonelli, which is now backing up Max into us. Yeah, I want to get another convoy going again at some point. It'll be a little rusty. I haven't played since the winter event.
Okay, more charge, more charge.
Bakuji's just going to lose the DRS. But he'll keep the slipstream. Leclerc's got an issue.
But the car's definitely not happy.
Wow, George is battling away, trying to get back on us. Max gets ahead of Stroll. Looks like maybe Stroll's run was a little boosted to get him onto pole. Maybe he doesn't quite have that amount of pace, but I do remember him being pretty quick. Hang on, did Stroll win? I feel like Stroll's had a win this year. Or was that Silverstone? Somewhere. I get the feeling that Stroll has won a race this year. I'm wondering if it was the last time we ran this circuit. History refuses to recognise Lance Stroll winning a race and is demanding a replay.
Copy.
That would be hilarious if that was the case. Russell gets back ahead of Fuji with DRS.
Copy.
Gives me a chance to try and rebuild the battery a little bit more. Antonelli and Leclerc now at the front with Porsche just a little bit behind them. It's about 3 seconds back to this little pack here. And it looks quite tight behind George. George doesn't have the greatest pace. Nor does Fuji, surprisingly. And it's him and Norris and Tsunoda. And Lawson, Sainz, Bottas, Gasly. A little gap to Ocon and Sargent. But they're starting to stack up behind.
Try to close the gap as much as possible. try some lift off.
Copy.
Very defensive line for Max. Russell is pushing to try and get onto the Baku here. She's going to manage because we are harvesting, so he should just sneak the DRS. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. No, he didn't get it. He just missed it. And there's a chance now for Fuji to move through, and he can't. George still a little too aggressive.
More charge.
Understood.
George very much on our tail now, and we might have lost the DRS hit. We have. Hopefully we can slipstream our way back in. Try and use a bit of a boost out of turn one. I know George is going to get through. No, he's not. We shut him down.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
More charge.
Copy.
So this is where we are struggling to find a way through, is because it's mediums against softs. They've got more grip and traction out of the corners. Despite us pushing the mediums as hard as we can, the softs are being pushed as well.
Yeah, copy.
Again, I'm wondering if we're going to see two stops from some of these guys here. We are going to stick to the one stop, and we are going to be preserving the tyres where we can to really save as much tyre wear on that set of softs as we can, while staying quick enough to be competitive time-wise.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Lovely move there for Fuji, slotting through. Question is, will he be able to get the DRS? I don't think he will.
Let's take a closer look. It all starts as they reach turn 17. It's certainly inviting. Up that takes them to 7th place.
Try to cool the engine.
Copy. Copy.
Move charge.
Copy.
Ooh, looking to have a little look at the inside there. That was never going to happen. Evening, Harvey. Just going to start to calm the aggression down a little bit now.
Copy.
Focus on staying more in the slipstream if we can.
Overtake available.
Copy.
You like my videos? Well, thank you. I enjoy making them.
Tires update.
I am really good, guys.
Alright, so Joe's not going to get the DRS, but Fuji should hopefully get the slingshot around him here to get hopefully back onto Max and Stroll. We've broken away from George. Norris is not close enough, I don't think, to
Mode charge.
force the issue there. And there we go, we have got back in. Yes, I did watch the Channel 4 highlights. That's how I watch all my racing, unfortunately. They're only mildly interesting at best, and yet you keep coming back, Farah. You're like a baby with a bunch of shiny jangly keys.
Mode charge.
Copy.
So once again, we are losing out at the end of Sector 2 into the third sector. This time I don't think we will be able to get back in.
Yeah, copy.
Okay, Joe, you can mode charge.
Copy.
But we can keep the cars behind us by swapping places like this, and we can also rebuild our batteries a little bit in the process.
At the moment, we are P6. Stroll in front.
So I'm guessing, Farah, you had a pretty miserable Saturday and a pretty happy Sunday.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we have a fault developing for Science now.
Science has a problem.
A lot of clipping.
More charge.
Copy.
More charge. More
And we have our first
Copy.
pit stop, I think. Yes, our first stopple, is in
Thank you very
and
much.
out on a set of mediums.
Do your best, man.
Antonelli is checked out at the front. Over 6.5 seconds clear now. Leclerc with that issue. What is his issue? It's his gearbox, so that's not getting better. That's staying knackered for the rest of this race and will only get worse. And Charles is into the pits. And he's going for another set of softs, so this is going to be a two-stop race for Charles Leclerc. Be the same for Tsunoda, I would imagine.
More the charge. More charge.
Set of mediums, they won't go the distance. Well, they might do, but I doubt he'll take them to the end. Hard tyres for Sainz. Now, they could potentially go the distance. But that, again, is still a long way to go. And if he wants to be competitive lap time-wise, he's going to have to burn those tyres, which means it will be a two-stop for him as well. Russell's still up here in the top 10. He and Norris are squabbling away behind us, just outside of DRS at the moment, but pulling us back. Piastri's got himself up into 10th place now, although some of that is down to pit stops. See a couple of cars that were in front have boxed, but only a couple in terms of Leclerc, Tsunoda, maybe Sainz as well. So Piastri is making good progress. He's all over the back of Valtteri here. Let's see if we can figure out why he started from the pit lane, what part got replaced. We watch him trying to line up a move. Oh, some really aggressive defense there from Valtteri. Really aggressive defending.
Pulls me off the track.
As Logan Sargent hits into the pits. Oh, nearly contact.
We saw that.
And now there's a gap up the inside. And did Valtteri sneak the DRS? He did. He might get the position back at the end here into turn 3. They're still side by side, and now you've got to say that Oscar's probably going to get through. Well, maybe not. No, Valtteri squeezes the inside of him there, and he holds the place. Wow. Valtteri really getting his elbows out there. Right, let's take a look at Piastri. So, a new engine's in that car. So they must have changed his engine. That must be why he started from the pit lane. Because that is brand new. I didn't even do any mileage in qualifying. We have dropped away a little bit more from Stroll. Max has got ahead of Porsche now. Those hard tyres of his hanging on quite nicely. And that is Teo into the pits as Max sets a new fastest lap, a 1:47.9. George coming into the pits behind us. So we've got a little bit of a gap now to Norris. He's just out of DRS at the moment. Pretty solid stop there for Porsche. Again, nothing spectacular. We know how bad the McLaren pit crew is this year.
More charge, more charge.
And Piastri has stopped. Another set of soft tyres. Up to P14 after that round of stops. Valtteri has stopped as well. He's on to set of medium, so he has now finally cleared the Sauber and will probably blitz away from him now. Norris has caught us. We are going to up our pace again.
Okay, to close the gap now. More charge. Use of overtake.
With Leclerc closing in, I do not want Norris to sneak his way through. Norris might be boxing here, actually. Let's have a look. No, he's staying out. He's also on mediums. He just went for an overtake and pulled out of the slipstream and lost all that ground. As he lost the slipstream. And we're going to try and push onto the back of Stroll. Oh, yellow flag. Stoffel into the wall somewhere.
Yellow.
Yeah, turn one. That's a lot of front wing missing.
But here we are following the Alpine. And unable to do anything about that crash. Well, following a crash like that, it'll be important now to ensure that any debris is cleared from the scene.
Unable to do anything. Well, he could have not driven into the wall. We have a yellow flag. Someone else making a mistake? Oh, we've had a crash.
There's a yellow flag now. Now, this was the Sauber.
Iwasa
Dangerously close
alongside
to each
Albon.
other. And there, the cars make contact.
Yeah, just a little bit clumsy.
Yes, but as any driver will know, this...
Haven't really closed in on Stroll this lap, but we have put some distance between us and Norris as Antonelli comes in. Medium tyres, not a particularly quick stop.
More the charge, more charge. More charge.
And we will get out just ahead of him. Antonelli will clear Charles Leclerc. He was, what, 7 seconds or so ahead of Leclerc when he boxed? That gap now considerably less, about 3 seconds. Less than 3 seconds.
charge.
I wonder how long it will be before Kimi gets us. Not long, I think. He might be able to go to the end on those mediums, although whether he will or not, I don't know. Highway is not particularly bad on this circuit. They are pretty durable, although the pace will drop away.
My race is going.
I think he is still quite possibly going for a two-stop. He's going to get both cars hit. There he goes, straight through.
Guys, you just totally pushed me off.
Yeah, we know.
And Leclerc's got through past Norris. So he's going to be dragging Norris onto the back of us in a minute. And Stroll has caught and passed Verstappen briefly. Our pit windows are about to open up. We have lost the slipstream to Antonelli already. There is Kimi. And there we are.
More charge. More charge.
Copy.
And we're already 3.5 seconds behind.
Copy.
New fastest lap for Kimi Antonelli, and it's a 1:45.3. That is a seriously quick lap.
Copy, job is ready. Everything is ready.
There's a lot more pace to find, though. So we are still just in peak confidence with Fuji. We are back into full peak confidence for Zhou. And Kimi has already caught and passed Stroll. Is now going hunting after Max. And this won't take long at all. Wondering if the guys who are on the mediums with us who still haven't boxed are going to go onto a set of hards where we are going onto a set of softs. If they go softs, they might well be two-stopping. If they go hards, they're going to go to the end. And there we go. Antonelli's already through, but he's given Max the slipstream. Oh, Max is in. That I did not expect to see Max boxing this early, so is Max on a two-stop? If he goes softs, it's got to be a two-stop. It's gone mediums. They will go that distance, but that's an unusual strategy for Verstappen. Is he going to blitz those mediums and then go for a set of softs at the end? Comes out behind Oscar, You see, Leclerc has caught us and brought Norris along. For, no, it's Porsche. Norris has dropped back. Porsche punching his way up the field. And here comes Leclerc. The Porsche's got through. The Porsche's going to get at least past Fuji, if not both of us. He gets us both. That's depressing.
More charge, more charge.
That's not a bad little look for the thumbnail.
Okay, more charge, more charge.
And that's got to be frustrating, Charles. He might lunge us here. Nope, has to tuck in. All right, we are about to stop with Fudo. And Joe. We'll stop Joe first, I think, given the tyres. We'll go one more lap with Joe. We'll go 2 more laps, potentially, with Fudo. Oh, should I box Joe this lap? I'm going to box Joe this lap, I think. And we'll box Fudo on the next one. So we'll give Fuji the slipstream on the run down to turn 1 to help defend against Charles, potentially. But he'll be a sitting duck in front of us. Stroll is in as well. Hard tyres, and he has to wait for us to pull into our slot. Oh, blisteringly good stop there. So we closed some time to Stroll there. We're going to pop out just behind Logan Sargent. Ludwig Nagel crashes his Red Bull for the second time this weekend.
And ends up in the wall. Now their confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Is he out? No, he's still going.
You are P13. In front of you there is a Sargent. Is a 1.5 from you.
And there is Oscar Piastri behind us. He's up to P5. It's been an amazingly good drive from Oscar today. He will be stopping again, I think, as will Charles. And Oscar's going to get the DRS. That'll help propel him forward onto the back of Charles.
Overtake available.
Sargent's vulnerable. Into the pits comes Fuji. And Norris boxes behind us. Not a bad start, 1.9. Nothing earth-shatteringly quick, but quick enough.
You are doing a very good job there. Stroll in front.
I am going to miss Sassy Joe's radio next season. Let's try and get Fuji to catch up. Or warm his tyres a little bit quicker. As he's not running in dirty yet to help heat them up.
Try to slow down a bit.
Copy.
All good at the moment on tires.
And through we go. Now we need to push so we don't get immediately repassed. We have overtaken Stroll,
Good job.
who is almost certainly going to go to the end on those hard tyres. So we will be seeing Stroll throughout the rest of this race, I think. Don't know if I can break away from them or not, but I'm going to try without pushing the tyres too hard. Fuji is now starting to close in on the back of Logan Sargent.
Okay, Joe, no management, no management.
There we go, tyres are in the window for Fuji. I want to get that DRS. We have just about been able to drop Stroll. There we
Slow
go.
down a bit more now.
Copy.
So a little bit of a confidence booster there for Fuji. Whether or not we can hold off hold off Sargent is another matter. And we can't, and I'm quite prepared to just sit behind for another lap, rebuild the battery a bit more, and then push past him to go straight onto the back of Stroll.
management anymore.
So we have two ways that we can approach this. We can nurse these tyres, which is my preferred strategy, take them to the end, or we can just absolutely hammer them and put on another set. My plan is to kind of just nurse them a little bit, look after them. I know that most, if not all, of the cars in front are going to be boxing again. So I want to keep my tyres as healthy as possible for that. There's no guarantee that by pushing the tyres we would actually make any progress. I have lost ground there because I wasn't paying attention. But of course, if we do get a VSC or even like a full-on safety car, we will probably box for a fresh set of softs. We do have brand new softs available. I don't think anybody else does in the the really quick cars at the front. Antonelli is just gone. Look at this. I mean, he's got better tyres than Porsche. He's 15 seconds clear. Piastri is now in third place, although has to stop again. But then, having said that, so does Porsche, probably. Tsunoda as well. Leclerc definitely has to stop again. Max might go to the end. But Russell and Bottas are probably going to stop again. Stroll isn't, and Leclerc's gearbox has just got worse.
Quiet, big vibration.
The only real potential issue is if we don't have enough pace while looking after the tyres, which is a definite concern. We are closing in on Russell and Bottas. We'll be closing in on anyone else, though. We're doing 147.7 last time around. Let's see what we do this lap. PGE needs to pick his pace up. Need to get him back into peak confidence, especially with Sargent pushing. We haven't lost Stroll yet. He's still just over a second behind us. So 147.4. That's quicker than Tsunoda and Charles. Quicker than George and Valtteri. Max is going quicker than us. Antonelli's going quicker than pretty much everybody. Porsche and Piastri is slightly quicker than us at the moment. And Sargent has caught the back of Stroll. I'm turning the tyres up because I'm running out of battery. So with Sargent putting a little bit of pressure on Stroll, that gap between him and Zhou will start to go up slightly. If we can throw Fuji into the mix. See Leclerc starting to slide down the order a little bit now. With so many, new fastest lap. With so many heavy acceleration zones, because there's so many 90-degree slow corners. A really bad gearbox is not at all the thing you need or want at a circuit like this. It's the worst possible thing that can happen. And there we go, we have put a gap of about 3 seconds now between us and Stroll. The Sergeant is pestering him. We're just sitting behind, protecting those tyres, building the battery up. We can break away. Looks like Sergeant is dropping off a little bit as we're starting to put him under some pressure. And he's going to lose the DRS hit. And he's into the pits. There we go. Set of mediums, that will be to go to the end. So that is Sergeant's final stop. And we are already onto the back of Lance Stroll, who has closed the gap to Zhou. Valtteri has broken away from George. No surprise there. The Aston not particularly good this season. And Leclerc now has been passed by Valtteri. So his slow descent down the running order continues. He might not even stay in the points by the end of this Grand Prix. In fact, given the gaps, I have to say he probably won't stay in the points. Yeah, Stroll is pushing. Look how much he's closed the gap, look. Do not want him getting the DRS. But I think he's going to. Pourchaire's in for his second stop. And we got into George's DRS and I think we just about dropped Stroll. New fastest lap for Max, 144.4. Hard tyres for Pourchaire to go to the end. In comes Charles as well. Mediums to go to the end. We've punched through on George. Fuji has lost some ground.
P6. Okay, Joe, in front of you there is Valtteri.
Evening White Comet. Why are we rerunning Baku? Because I'm an idiot and I forgot to save. And then did some messing around on one of my other files over the weekend and then loaded this up and didn't click until we actually started the live stream. But hang on a minute, didn't we run Baku on Friday? Yes, we did. So, yeah, we had a good result as well, which is the annoying thing. Yeah, frustrating. Can't do anything about it now, though. Very nearly simmed the race just to get through to Singapore, but, you know, we might as well rerun it. No matter reruns can save Nagel from 20 seconds in every race. Well, you know, when Stoffel's racing as well, he's got a good chance. He hasn't finished 22nd in quite a few races this year, but he hasn't scored points either, for that matter. New fastest lap for Zhou is a 144.3. That is a tenth quicker than Max's previous fastest lap, and it's immediately beaten by Fuji, who goes a tenth quicker.
Yes.
144.2.
Yeah, doing a good job there.
And we've got past Valtteri, but
In front there is Tsunoda.
Valtteri has a DRS. Can we hold him off? Yes, we can.
Overtake Leo.
Lovely stuff. So tyres are looking okay. We're a lot more comfortable with Fuji because we haven't been pushing his tyres as hard, even though we're not really doing any kind of pushing with Zhou. I would like to drop Zhou's tyres down another notch, but I need to get my two cars together to do that. And as Porsche punches his way through, Valtteri's about to lose the DRS as Russell develops a fault. Castri is in for his second stop. Mediums to go to the end. He will come out behind us. There goes Fuji. So it's 9th place then for Oscar, starting 21st from the pit lane. And this is where Porsche breezes through. Or does he? Actually, we've seen Valtteri really get his elbows out through turn 3, and he's done it again. We are taking about a second lap out of Yuki Tsunoda at the moment, who is stopping very, very soon. Max and Antonelli are both stopping again, but Antonelli now more than a pit stop clear of Max. He could box and come out ahead of him. Comfortably ahead of him as well. It's only about 18, 19 seconds for a pit stop here. Very short pit lane. Stroll leaves a huge gap for us to go through. And can we get Valtteri here as well? Not quite. If I'd had my tyres at a click higher and hadn't been harvesting, maybe I could have got Valtteri there. Porsche should now start to reel in Zhou. See, Valtteri's almost been dropped already. Just going to sit behind Valtteri till the end of the lap and then get him on the long run down to turn 1. And we'll start to attack a little bit with the battery to try and go after Porsche, and that should bring us back onto Zhou. assuming we can get onto him.
So now the pit just now.
Okay, Yuki into the pits. We were hunting him down. We knew he was about to stop. Set of softs, and he can be a bit more liberal with his pace than we can. Henry Clark. And they see Oscar punching his way through, and he gets through at the first attempt this time. Podium is still going to be tricky. We're going to have to fight off a late charge from Verstappen. I can't remember, but I'm sure somebody will have a quick look at the end of Friday's stream and let you know. And there we go, we have got our drivers back together. We still have the fastest lap, although I don't think that will stay that way for long. Leclerc is just about hanging on to points at the moment, but Norris behind him has the potential to take that away from him. So does George, for that matter. George has just stopped.
Try to slow down a bit.
Copy.
And there goes the fastest lap. And it's Oscar who takes it. Aided by a little bit of slipstreaming at the end of the lap there. And he punches his way through past Porsche. This is where I need Joe to give it up.
Okay, more charge, more charge.
Yep.
Get into that dirty air. There we go. And that'll help keep his tyres in the window while minimising how much rubber we're actually using, so we can have some left
More charge.
for the last 6 to 10 laps. And there we go. Antonelli into the lead. Is Max going to box this lap? Antonelli's going to be out the pits, I think, before Max even gets there. It's soft tyres, so as if Antonelli wasn't quick enough, he's now going to be devastatingly fast. And we have a yellow flag. It's a red flag. Oh,
Red flag.
that makes things very interesting. We are now third and fourth, and we can slap brand new tyres on. We'll have full battery. That has worked out very nicely for us. I know I have new soft tyres available for show. There we go, one set of brand new tyres available. So, who crashed?
So let's take a look at the replay.
Nagel.
It's the Red Bull driver.
Yep, it's Nagel. Third crash of the weekend.
Within a split second, the impact's made. That will have knocked their confidence,
Second
I'm
crash
sure.
of the race itself, having crashed in Q1.
And not much that the team can do about that one.
And now, we are in a really good position. We still have to contend with unrealistically quick pace from the cars ahead of us, but oh god, did I forget to change Show's tyres and did I actually not click the
After a
button?
pause in this race, we're all set and ready once more.
Please tell me I clicked X first. I did.
And it's lights
Thank God
out,
for that.
and away we go.
Taking a risk by going a bit more aggressive here. But we're in a strong position and we jumped Max off the line. Brake magic off, yes. I don't think I've got a hope in hell of staying with Kimi here. I'm certainly not going to blitz my battery now because I won't be able to stay with him even if I do. And then he'll probably just still be able to pull away from me and I'll just get gobbled up by other cars behind. So it's better for me to just hold pace here in seconds. If someone gets ahead of me, you know, Max or Oscar, try and go with them and take it from there. It's game on for the fastest lap as well now. It's up for anybody. All right, let's dial down the aggression a little bit now that we've got the first few corners out of the way. And I have to push Show to catch him back up. Antonelli's 3 seconds ahead at the end of the first lap of the restart.
Behind you there is Stroll.
Oh, ho, ho. Yeah, he is way too fast.
Joe, keep focusing.
Oscar's got ahead of me, and
Everything can happen.
I got the DRS. Excellent stuff. Stroll gets ahead. Still going back into top-up mode. We are back in the train again.
Yeah.
Leclerc now out of the points, drops down to 12th place. What a fight back this has been for Oscar. He can still win this Grand Prix. She is all over the back of Fuji here, trying to find a way through. Antonelli 4 seconds clear now. And there goes Piastri up the inside. He'll get me under braking, surely. Yes, he does.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Okay, mode charge.
Copy.
Try to go down as much as possible.
New fastest lap for Kimi. It is a 1:44.0. I'm going to go for the fastest lap here. Let's see if I can get it.
Overtake available.
Yep.
Oh no, I couldn't even get past Oscar.
The gap with the car ahead.
Well, if Oscar has a really quick push lap to close the gap and we stay on his gearbox and then get him on the main straight, maybe. Russell now has developed a serious issue.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
Yeah, we gather that much, Crofty. I'm guessing it's his ERS. There we go, that's the purple middle sector. And now we should potentially get the purple final sector. We do. We take the fastest lap and Stroll immediately steals it from me. By half a second. I don't think I've got any more pace in the car. We'll keep pushing this lap as well, but let's see. There we go. We are through. And we stay ahead. Joe gets past Verstappen. Turning the tyres right down after this lap. Cool them off. Can we punch past Stroll? Oh, it's tight. It's very tight. Yes, we can.
Just in front of you. Keep focus on our race.
Joe's on a hell of a lap here. Has he got enough battery left to finish the lap out? Could he steal the fastest lap here? He's going to get the slipstream and the DRS off the back of Oscar. This could be a new fastest lap for Joe, maybe. And we're only a second and a half off Kimi.
little behind.
No, we couldn't get the fastest lap. Oh, look how close it was. 142.2. 142.1. So Piastri's gone back through again.
Try to pull down a bit more on your tires.
Copy.
We are now nestled in very nicely behind Piastri, who will probably close that gap. I don't know if I've got enough battery left to stay with Oscar through the middle sector
No
here.
problem, no problem.
I have to push Fuji's tyres. Can we corner quickly enough? No, but Joe could slingshot past here. No, we can't. Max is closing back up again.
Yeah, keep doing
I'm in
your
peak
best.
confidence with both drivers. That helps. Antonelli and Piastri almost together again. We are slipping a little bit further back. Look at Stroll's tyres and Porsche's already. They must have put on scrub tyres in qualifying. Max now right there with us while we bicker amongst ourselves. This is costing us time.
Force me off the track.
Copy, we know this.
And that's it. The front two are just too quick. We will let the tyres cool down. We'll build up a little bit of a tyre advantage and then try and rebuild the battery over the next few laps. And then just push like crazy to try and catch back up again. See if we can maybe get a sniff of second or maybe even the win. But I think realistically we're going to be fighting off Max and Stroll for third place here. Which I think might be a better result than we had on Friday, ironically. There we go, tyres have calmed down a bit. Stroll's tyres are going to fall away pretty soon. Valtteri's got ahead of Teo.
More charge.
And the front two are now together, swapping places, and they're 5 seconds clear. Mate, that's 6 seconds clear. I think the only way we're going to win a race this year, depending on what those new upgrades bring, but I think the only way we're realistically going to win a race this year is if something happens to the Cadillacs. They are so much quicker than we are. I mean, hell, there's still time. They could take each other out tonight. That would be something. We've just about dropped Max.
Full charge, full charge.
Definitely got a chance to retake the fastest lap. We'll have another lap of battery charging and switcherooing.
More charge.
Three, 4 results, good nonetheless. Oh, the 3-4 result is the best possible result, really. Like I said, without something happening to the Cadillacs. And I'm pretty sure we can hold Verstappen off.
You need a mode charge.
And Stroll.
Charge.
I mean, their tyres are burning out a lot quicker than ours are. And we will be pushing hard very soon to break away from them.
Okay, Joe, you can mode charge.
I've already got the gap up to 2 seconds ahead of them. Give or take. I mean, they were right on my gearbox just a couple of laps ago.
You're doing a good job there. Do your best, man. Tires update.
I feel okay.
More charge.
Copy.
5 laps to go.
All right, next lap. We will probably push for the fastest lap again. See if we can sneak that bonus point.
Yeah, copy.
Mode charge. Mode charge.
Stroll's tyres down to 56%. You can see who's been thrashing their tyres. Leclerc's down to 17th now. George slipping down as well. Perez has just jumped 2 cars in quick succession. You disappointed they removed the fastest lap this year? I'm not. I mean, it'd become just pointless in a way. I mean, it used to be a little bit prestigious, you know, to be the car that got the fastest lap, but
Overtake available.
kind of meaningless. Or it has been kind of meaningless in the last few years, because there've been so many people stopping with like a lap or two to go to just, you know, put on a fresh set of softs and go for the fastest lap. And of course, we saw Ricciardo taking the fastest lap away from, was it Lando? I forget who it was he took it away from. At the end of Singapore. I've done away with it on the custom save file that I'm running. I put a point on for pole position instead. So the fastest lap is still that 1:42.1 from Stroll. Did a good lap from Joe. Will it be enough? Just. And then immediately Fuji takes it as well. But we've got it. I don't care which one of my drivers holds it as long as we get it. It's that extra bonus point. And now we're just going to go flat out like this.
You have to increase a bit more.
In terms of tyres, anyway, we can't really go flat out anymore with the battery.
More charger, more charger.
Pause me off the track.
Gap is still 5 seconds to Piastri. Antonelli has broken away again. His tyres are in slightly better shape. I think he might be safe. And we pulled out 7 seconds to Verstappen. And we can thrash these tyres for the remaining 2 laps. With plenty of rubber left.
Two laps to go.
We are not going to catch Oscar, I don't think. We're only lapping, what, 3/10 quicker than him? But we can make this a very comfortable 3-4 for us. And if something does happen to Oscar or Kimi, then that's a double podium. You should just see us. Oh, maybe not. There we are. So 144s across the line for the Cadillacs as they start their final lap. We are about to do the same. 144s for us as well. Matching Antonelli, slightly slower than Oscar. Doesn't matter which one of my drivers finishes in third, we're not seeing a podium anyway because there's no head model for Antonelli. Let's take a look a little bit further down the order. Valtteri just clinging on to 8th place, but 7th place, but I think Pourchaire's got him. He has. Tsunoda is 9th. And it's Sargent and Sainz, the two Mercedes fighting over the final point. Gasly is 5 seconds back. He's not going to be involved in this fight at all. Battle between Zhou and Fuji will go to the line. I think Fuji might have enough time to actually out-drag him across the line. We'll just leave him to it, see what happens. Valtteri also might have the chance to out-drag Pourchaire across the line here. It's going to be so close. Zhou just holds off. Pourchaire is going to hold off Valtteri. And Sargent hold off Sainz. Yes, he can.
Was a good job for your side, a solid race.
And that is an excellent result, and I think actually better than we did. I think better than we did on Friday, which I was not expecting. Here comes Iwasa, long way back with that issue on his car, and there's Stoffel, still rocking the broken front wing from like lap 1 or 2. Did the whole race like that.
Zhou Guanyu put it all together today for an excellent drive.
Definitely a well-deserved podium. You've got to say their race strategy was very good indeed.
Well, they've been waiting for this, haven't they? And it's only right that they make the most of it. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Well, everybody, that's all from us here in Baku.
Meet us next at the Marina Bay Circuit for a breathtaking race through the streets of Singapore.
So, because we ended up rolling back a week, we will have to go through some of the staffing issues again. But let's confirm the race results to start with. It is a win for Kimi Antonelli. Started second, finished in first. Oscar Piastri up 19 places, started in the pit lane in 21st. Came through to finish in second, less than 3 seconds behind his teammate. And then, thanks to that red flag, we were able to capitalize on that beautifully. And third and fourth for us, both drivers up 3 places from when they started. Max stays in fifth. We got the fastest lap in the end with Fuji, who finished just 25 thousandths of a second behind his teammate there. Then it's Stroll in P6, started on pole, but didn't have the outright pace to hold off the Cadillacs or us in the end. We were probably going to beat him before the red flag anyway. Based on his pace on those hard tyres he was on. Pourchaire is in 7th, Valtteri in 8th, gets some solid points there. RB gets some more points there with Yuki. And Logan Sargent picks up a point for a struggling Mercedes, just ahead of his teammate. 28 thousandths the difference there across the line. Then it is Gasly from Perez, Albon from Ocon, Norris all the way down in 16th. Not a good weekend for Lando. Lawson down in 17th. Leclerc in 18th place, down 15 places with a very, very sick gearbox. That will get switched out before we get to Singapore. George also with some problems on his car. He's down 10 places to finish in 19th. Iwasa had issues in his car all the way through the race. He finishes 20th. Stoffel 21st with a broken front wing, which he smashed up, I think, on the very first lap. And that did not get changed at any point. So they obviously do not have spare front wings available at Alpine. And Nagel completes the hat trick of crashes, once in Q1 and then twice in the Grand Prix, the second one bringing out a red flag. In the driver standings then, it is just 12 points now between Oscar and Kimi after the rerun here of Baku. It's 5 wins this year for Oscar, 7 wins for Kimi, but Oscar has won 2 of the sprints. Leclerc in 3rd, no points for him, and he is desperately slipping away now. 52 points behind Kimi, which puts him 64 points now away from Oscar. And Zhou in 4th has got the gap down to 47 points. Could we maybe threaten Leclerc for 3rd? Depends how good the upgrades are when we get to Kota, I suppose. Fuji in 5th place, there on 179 points. That's 22 behind his teammate. Max moves ahead of Yuki Tsunoda by 5 points into 6th. Then it is Porsche in 8th place. 9th place for Stroll. No more points again for Norris. He's down in 10th on 73 points and falling away now from both Stroll and his teammate. Valtteri in 11th place. More points for him and for Sauber. Then it's Gasly on 31 points. Iwasa's on 27. George in 14th has 8 points. It's also 8 points for Logan Sargent in 15th place. Then it's Lawson in 16th with 5. Sainz in 17th with 1. And then Perez 18th with also 1 point. Into the non-scorers, Alex Albon 19th, Ocon 20th, Ludwig Nagel 21st, and Stoffel is 22nd. In the constructor standings, 43 points for Cadillac, just missing that fastest lap point. Otherwise, it would have been a maximum haul for them. 612 points now. They are 232 points ahead of us. But we have opened up a pretty sizable gap over Red Bull. 28 points scored for us this weekend. No points for Red Bull, with Leclerc finishing way down the order and Nagel not even finishing at all. They are now a whopping 132 points behind us. So it's looking like we are pretty much locked into second place as things stand. Both of our cars are finishing high in the points on a consistent basis. Red Bull have only one car that's anywhere near the points, and if something goes wrong, that's pretty much a pointless weekend for them, as we saw today. Then it's RB on 192, 10 points earned for them tonight. They are 56 points behind Red Bull, but maybe they might catch them. You never know. McLaren in 5th have 167. Williams gain another 10 points, 30 points behind. And it's Sauber on 78. Mercedes at 1 place into 8th with 9 points now, moving clear of Aston Martin by a point. And it's Haas with 6 points in 10th. Alpine still yet to get off the mark. In the pit stops, we got the quickest stop with Zhou, and Fudo did get on the board in 8th place, so more points for us there. Good stop for Haas with Perez there at 1.905. Just 3 thousandths quicker than Cadillac. They actually got a really quick stop in there with Oscar. Look at Aston there. Both cars, 4th and 5th, just 2 thousandths apart as well. Not quite their best this year, but not far off, and that's 22 strong points for them. Then it's RB in 6th. They also managed to get 10th with Yuki. Red Bull do get a few points there with Charles Leclerc, and Mercedes pick up a couple of points with Sargent. So the leaderboard looks like this. We are top with 479 points. Haas move above Alpine by 6 into second place. They're on 240, and there's a 239 point lead that we have in this competition. And I think we might now possibly be mathematically clear of this now. Or if not, we are very close to being mathematically clear. Alpine just 6 points behind in third. Still plenty to fight for between these two. And Cadillac bringing themselves back up into the equation a little bit. Some points gained there, 15 today. RB on 175. Aston up to 148. Opened up a nice little lead over Red Bull now, thanks to fourth and fifth tonight. That puts them 35 points ahead of Red Bull. Then it's Williams on 53. Mercedes just 3 behind on 50. Sauber on 30, and still no points for McLaren. There you see, we only made the one stop each. Or the one time stop. We obviously had a second stop for free under the red flag. But once again, we are getting the quickest stop of the day. And as always, we have achieved our sponsor targets. Both drivers hit their P8 or higher contract bonus. So 1.1 mil added to our bank balance. So now we need to re-sign Matthias Spinney, who we did sign on Friday. And now he is back at Sauber again. That's assuming he will re-sign. It's possible he may reject the contract this time around, although I don't think he will. Suzuki's gone up by a point. She's leaving us at the end of the year anyway. Let's have a look at the cars. We need to replace the front wing and both of the suspensions. That's not so good. Regulation vote, we voted for a change to reduce the cost cap. And that vote only just passes 6-5. Williams, Haas, RB, Sauber, and Cadillac all voting against. All the teams with the bigger budgets, all the works teams, apart from Cadillac, have voted against. Voted for reducing the cost cap, which kind of seems a bit strange. You would expect it in reality to be the other way around, but there we go. Let's get these cars fixed up. There we go. We might not have a spare suspension now. We'll swap the powertrain over to practice parts. And I'll leave that gearbox in. There we go. Let's have a look at aero parts. Do not have what I need. So, have I got spare suspensions on the way? Yes, I do. 2 days away. Excellent, because we're only 4 days away from the Grand Prix. But we're going to have to increase the number of those, I think. We don't have any coming, do we? So let's add another 2 onto that bill. That leaves us with 3.7 mil. So we're waiting to hear whether we are going to be replacing Paolo with Matthias Spinney. And there we go. He has, once again, accepted the contract offer. They expected that. So we will confirm that hire. There we go. Spinney will be joining us at the start of next season. So, again, it'll be interesting to see where Paolo goes, if he will be joining Fudo at Sauber. The new chassis is ready to go into production, as are the other new parts. This is where we were the other day, so let's confirm 3 of those. Two of those, and now I remember why. Damn it. I didn't do any more suspensions because I was building the new parts. Damn it. Can't get the underfloor started. Alright, we'll have to wait until after Singapore. We're going to have to wait a week, basically, before we can get that on. Does that mean we might struggle to get it on the car? I hope not. I hope we'll still be able to get them on the car in time for Kota. Let's check calendar. So this is where we are. Kota is 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks away, so we should still be okay. Right, into the inbox, clear off the emails. Let's take a look at the board. They were absolutely delighted with Baku, as you would expect. Finances, yeah, we know the finances are bad. We're still waiting to hear from Schumacher and Giovinazzi if they're going to join us as development drivers and marketing drivers next season. We will have to see tomorrow night now if that happens. Gabriele Mini, to put him in the car. We don't have to worry about terminating his contract because we'll be promoting him up. We'll make sure he has a long enough contract to remove that. But putting Joe out of a seat will be expensive. Currently 13.2 mil. Yeah, that's a lot. That's an awful lot. I mean, I could try and renegotiate his contract, but he's going to want a higher wage than that. I could remove the race bonus, which would save me a bit of cash each race, but there aren't that many left. But I'd have to offer him a signing bonus. I'd probably have to offer him quite a bit of an increase on the salary, and even that then with the times multiplier would be problematic for next season. And I can't reduce it to just a contract for this year only, because then it would activate that termination clause. So we just have to try and... I think essentially the money from the DHL competition is basically going to bankroll putting Mini in the car instead of Joe for next season. Let me check our facilities. I think I remember something broke, didn't it? Yeah, Team Hub. Would like an upgrade, but it's a bit expensive. Let's slap a refurb on there. Hospitality, we need to give that a refurb. Weather center. Not too worried about the weather center. I don't want to get rid of all of my cash, because we do still need to get those underfloors up and running next week after Singapore. So that is it for tonight. Let me save my file. There we go. What I will do actually is I will show you the custom season that I've been running in the background. This is why I forgot to save. This is why we had to rerun tonight. I've been running the West McLaren livery on my Cadillac team here. I've got Colton Herter in as a custom rookie driver. I gave him okay stats, and high aggression, because he is a bit of a hooligan. So you can see he's got good pace stats, his control a little iffy, adaptability a little iffy. They don't do a lot of wet racing over in America in IndyCar, but his development rate's pretty decent. He has been improving steadily throughout the season. Results have been tough. They have been very tough. This is my calendar. So I started in Melbourne. This is with the 2025 driver lineup as well. So that was race 1. Round 2 was China. Round 3, Jeddah. Then into Europe, round 4, Barcelona. Then Monaco, Imola, Silverstone, Austria, Hungary, Spa, Monza, the first race back after the mid-season break. Then Baku, and Singapore, Suzuka, and now I'm into weird territory, but I try to group these together just on location. So you've got Montreal, then Vegas, Austin, Mexico, and finishing up in Brazil. 19 race season with 10 points for a win and a pole position bonus point, no fastest lap. These are the current standings. I am yet to score a point. I'm just back into ninth. Results have been hard. It's been hard to close the gap in terms of car development, because these are the rules and regs that I'm showing at the moment. So I put a 150mm cost cap on so that teams don't bankrupt themselves immediately. Sporting regs, so you can see it's pole position bonus point. It's a little bit of a fancy. No fastest lap bonus point. No double points. There's the points allocation. No changes to that for next season. This is the testing limits. Everybody has the same amount for both wind tunnel and MAU hours, and that is what has been keeping it tricky to push the car forward this season. I haven't really made much progress at all, if any, with the car, because the rest of the team has exactly the same amount of hours to put into development as I do. And then the only change for next season is there'll be an extra gearbox. I have been going in and reloading around regulation changes to make sure that it stays with the settings that I kind of put in, so it doesn't suddenly become much easier again next season with like massively less hours in testing for the teams that finish top. I want it to stay like it used to be, where everyone has the same, so that it's more of a challenge to try and come through. This is my car at the moment. As you can see, it's just pants. Effectively, it's not quick at all. In terms of the stats, there you can see how much I am off the average. I'm 1.5 kilometers an hour slower than the average. My acceleration's way off. Running a Renault engine. Red Bull have the best car at the moment. And that's the difference between my car and Red Bull at the moment. It's a huge gap in some areas. Not so big in other areas like tyre wear. I've been very proactive, like I always am, in trying to get my tyre wear improved. But Red Bull's car is considerably heavier than mine, and yet they are 3 kilometers an hour quicker than I am. So in terms of my results, let me go to Grand Prix and show you. So round 1, I finished 16th and 17th. Round 2, managed to get 14th with Logan and 11th with Colton, but we were a lap down. Car just worked really nicely at China. Jeddah, not so good. Jeddah 11th and 14th. Barcelona into the European leg, 15th and 19th. Monaco, I actually got 10th and 11th, which was, I think, down to a safety car to get me there. And then just hanging on. Imola, yeah, back down to struggling again, 14th and 15th. Silverstone, 14th and 15th. Austria, I actually got 9th with Logan, but I just missed out on points because it's only the top 8 that pay points. And then 12th for Colton. Hungary, 14th and 15th. Into Spa. Spa was 15th and 16th. Monza, 15th and 16th. Baku, 15th and 16th. Start to see a pattern emerging here. Singapore, 14th and 16th. Suzuka, 16th and 17th. Canada, 9th and 10th. Again, just missing out on points. And now it's ready to go to Vegas. And that's it. They're the last 4 races available. Hoping I might do quite well in the last 4 races because I just recently put my final engine in the car. And it helped immensely at Montreal. But yeah, we shall see. I'm test running like this to see how competitive the season is in terms of performance, how tight it is, how much harder it is to try and develop the car, with a view to this becoming our feature series on PC going forward. Not this particular file, but with these settings. So starting with a modest budget, modest facilities, probably a level 2 car, maybe a level 1 car, I don't know yet. But with everyone having the same hours, everyone having a healthy margin in the cost cap, so that teams don't bankrupt themselves and suddenly fall off a cliff like we saw with Ferrari last season in this save file that we have. And so far it's doing what I wanted it to do. It's making it hard. It's making it a challenge. So the proof will be in the pudding next season. My research has gone pretty well so far. So I've covered off. I've got some nice research in on my chassis, my front wing. I've covered off the losses in the front wing. The rear wing, I've actually got one going through right now, which will probably cover off the losses there. Side pods, no changes there, so I've made a small gains there. Underfloor, I've covered off the losses. Suspension, I've got a second of one of these going through to help further try and cover off these losses on the suspension. Not sure if I've got another ATR left. I've got one ATR left coming up there, and then that's it until the end of the year. So, yeah, this is, I say, a template, a practice run, effectively, to see if these settings will produce more of a challenge. And so far, it does look like they are going to provide a pretty substantial challenge. But like I said, Season 2 in this will be the proof. With everybody having the same amount of hours, it'll be interesting to see if the AI is actually focused purely on development and really paid no real attention to research, or if because they've got extra hours to spend that they wouldn't normally have at the top end, and nobody below has got the hours to just put double the resources into next season's car. Be interesting to see what the AI has done with their research. I mean, I've been trying to improve the car where I can. It's not like I haven't been putting parts out, but I've now reached the point where I'm just focusing on research now because of the nature of the shorter calendar. Any part I would have researched, started developing, instead of putting these research projects in, I would have had on the car for 1, maybe 2 races. I might have had them on the car for Mexico, at best. So it just wasn't worth it. It was better to just focus on some research to end the season off. But I have been working on improving the car. As you can see, I'm on Mark III chassis, Mark IV suspension and underfloor, Mark III side pods, Mark III rear wing. Only the front wing got one upgrade, and I was looking at a second front wing upgrade, but again, I wouldn't have had it on the car till at the earliest Mexico, which would have meant it would be on there for 2 races. So yeah, there we go. That is a little sneak peek of what I've been working on in the background to try and figure out how to get a really good challenge in for the PC series when that gets started in a couple of weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, then please go ahead and drop a like. If you're not yet subscribed, then be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Hit that bell to be notified each time I go live. And I will start dropping the link to the PC channel again once I get my PC back up and running and plugged and wired and everything. Ready for the F1 Manager series on PC with some custom drivers, some custom staff, proper mugshots, maybe tweaking some driver ratings in the database editor, and who knows, maybe a couple of custom liveries as well. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. I'll be back tomorrow with the next round 18. We will actually go to Singapore tomorrow. Until then, I hope you enjoyed today, and I will see you all with more F1 Manager very soon.